If anyone's already viewing, yeah, it's just two people viewing at the minute. Anyone's viewing at the minute, would you be able to just possibly comment in the chat, make sure that I can hear you okay? Just to make sure that things are going smoothly. And then we'll get started in a minute. I know it was meant to start at 6. Perfect. Right, I'll give it a couple of minutes. We'll let some more people get in who want to do this, and then I'll get started. Right, guys who've just joined, I'm just going to get started in a minute. I'm just waiting for a couple more people to join in, just to make sure that we don't leave anyone out who wants to find out some information about what we can offer. Right, one more minute and I'll get started, just to make sure that we've got everyone in. Right. I think we'll just get started then. So, just to make you all aware, so my name is Chris, as a SEND advisor in addition learning support for time at Queen Alexandra College, Sixth Form College. You're both on the same site at the minute. So basically, what my learn support is, I help students to make sure that any support needs that they have is that they are met, and we kind of review them, make sure that it's always up to date and serving the student as best as possible and as appropriate as possible. So any sort of student, from any little support need through to the bigger needs, special needs, various disabilities, learning difficulties, any issues that you may have that you think would be an issue for your access and learning, we can offer some sort of support to help that. So we can offer different levels of support to meet your needs, from fully trained staff who would work on possibly a one-to-one basis with yourself, through to class support, so a member of staff who would be involved alongside a teacher, helping out the full class to make sure that maybe you're accessing a bit of work, but you don't need the full support, you can still get some independence. Our staff are also fully trained for helping with sort of personal care needs, any health needs. We liaise with any external agencies, so helping with your therapies, so things like students who may need physio or speech and language therapy, or occupational therapy. And we also have on-site staff who work as mentors and progression coaches. So these work with the students to make sure that you meet your deadlines, you're not falling behind on your work, and sort of any sort of pastoral care. So they're making sure that any home issues, any issues going on in college that aren't maybe education based, so just anything really, we can help sort of make sure that you're having a good time while you're at college. So there's no stress on your part, or as minimal stress as possible. Um, Alongside that support, we also offer different resources and technologies. So, for example, students with dyslexia, obviously we have the typical coloured overlays for helping you read, but we also offer technologies such as computers with cameras, etc. Obviously, to access reading, writing, any sort of language barriers, speech barriers. Obviously, for working with students who might have sight issues, deaf, blind, those who use Makaton and sign language, um, we can meet all their needs. So, just make sure I'm not missing anything out here. So, obviously, we also would work with schools. So, when you would apply to come to college, we would be notified that you've applied. You'd be given the opportunity to disclose if you have any sort of learning disabilities or needs, or you require some sort of support. We would get in touch with yourself and we would do what's called a support needs assessment. So basically all that is chances are it'd be me or some of the rest of the team will give you a phone call, and all it would be is asking some questions about your disability or your learning difficulty, looking at what sort of support you might already get while you're in school, for example, and what you might need for when you come to college. So just like I say, covering all the areas of support in class, support outside of class, any possible exam arrangements. So I know some learners might have, for example, you might get extra time, you might get a scribe, things like that. We will make sure that that's put in place. And basically any sort of need that's relevant, especially for for your college life. Now, that form, obviously, when you walk in September, yeah, that's perfect. But it needs to be obviously constantly updated to stay updated with you during while you're at college. So, for example, if you're here for 2 years, we would regularly review that and make sure that's appropriate. So, the ideal situation is that we would help develop you as a learner as time goes on. So, help promoting your independence, helping your growth, and not just essentially just blanketing you with coverage. It's giving you that opportunity to not just have support, but also help yourself, really. You know, but yeah, like I say, so obviously after the support needs assessment, what would happen is we would then pass on information to other staff who would put our requirements in place, whether if there's, for example, some support that would be put in place. And then the idea is that when you walk through that door in September to start your course, it's there for you from the get-go. It's not a case of you walk through the door with no support and you're probably quite nervous and scared. It's there's someone there ready, and it gives you the best shot straight off the bat for college. Um, what I'll do now is obviously I'll give you an opportunity to ask any questions. Um, if it's something that's more personal and you don't want to ask that in the live chat, obviously we have other chat facilities open tonight till 7 o'clock, where you can ask questions, and then from 9 o'clock tomorrow they'll still be on. Or you can email or ring the college, and get in touch by any means necessary. Uh, and you can always ask if need be, speak to me if you have any questions regarding support. Um, yeah, I think that is everything from additional learning support. Um, like I say, any questions, feel free to post. I'll give it another minute or so. And then if not, then I'll probably just sort out ending the stream soon. Right, so I'm assuming that there's no questions, in which case I'm going to end the stream there. Thank you again. Like I say, any questions, feel free to get in touch with the college. You can get in touch with Gateway. You can get in touch with myself and additional learning support. There's on the website emails, phone numbers that you'll need. There's the live chat open till 7 o'clock tonight and from 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Thank you very much.